I have become inspired to, I'm going to post this on YouTube, to speak to whoever sees this, if anybody. This is what the human race needs to do. If you understand human nature and you know what's right, then you see the degeneration of family. And you see that the families are failing, right? And people don't know why. Well, I do know why. The reason families are failing is because men have become weak. And what makes a man weak? Not his physical strength. God makes him strong. But if a man has anger, then he's separated from the love of strength that is in God. There's a natural order to life, and that order is God, man, woman, child. And if we restore that by first rebuilding the man, then the rest will follow. Whenever a man is angry, he is emotional, erratic. He doesn't know right from wrong. He doubts God. People say they believe in God, but you have a pseudo belief in him if you don't know there's a God. I never doubt God, whereas at a young age, earlier, like, for example, now I see kids my age becoming I don't know if there's a God. Well, I was, in like middle school, probably like 13 years old, saying there's no God. And the reason I would say that is because I thought that if God was real, then he would help me. But people have a misunderstanding of God. We think that our insignificant lives mean the world and eternity, but it's not true. I had no real objective in posting this. I'm just kind of thinking aloud here. But as I was saying with anger in men, anger is passed down generationally, and it gets worse over time until it's overcome. I'll tell you how to overcome in a second. But it gets worse and worse and worse with each generation. That's why you see the rise of degeneracy, lack of morale, and your common person, especially through my optic of people my age, don't believe in a God. Or they don't have that love of God. And many young women are, they have faith, but many young men are losing the faith because they've been traumatized by their parents in the household. Now you may be thinking, like, my parents did the best they could. They weren't awful. I know, I understand that. But you still need to forgive them. Go to them and tell them, I forgive you for, like, say with my mother, for example, I told her, I forgive you for, being overreactive, angry, impatient. And ever since I said those words, I have been completely freed from anger. I have not been angry one time since. It's been 3 years. And the reason I don't get angry is because I understand that the people can't help themselves. And they're broken the same as you, the same as me, the same as everyone else. So if you forgive them for whatever imperfections, then you will overcome anger immediately. As long as you do it with love and not to spite them. You will overcome anger immediately. And after that, you will take just an upward spiral in life, in perfect peace, in acceptance. Like someone could do the most heinous crime to say, my 9-year-old sister or my 14-year-old sister, and I wouldn't be angry at that person. I wouldn't hate them, because I understand that they, the same as me, were traumatized, and the experiences that they had shifted them into who they are. So I know that underneath all of the wickedness and the corruption in the human soul, there is still purity at its core. And that purity was the creation of God. And there is no hell, and I'll tell you why. Hell is here on earth. you suffer here on earth, but the purity that is inside of you will return to God after you die. And I wouldn't say, heaven and hell, those are words that people use for like eternal damnation and like eternal paradise and peace. But heaven and hell are here on earth. You live in them. They're not a setting. They're a state of being. And I am in heaven right now. I have perfect peace. And as soon as I forgave, I didn't immediately have perfect peace. But I'm just learning. God is revealing things to me all the time. And it's just the most amazing thing ever. I'll give an example, a personal story of mine. I knew this girl I went to like school with her at the elementary school, but then I never really knew her. And I always was really into her. And we were off and on. We were both struggling with like drug and family stuff. Things that some kids go through. And it made it tricky. But this feeling I had for her, even after it ended, has prolonged forever. And the way I would describe the feeling is just, well, of course it's love, but love is for all. It's me wanting to give my love to her. Because, hopefully, if it's not meant to be, then she does find a man with true love. And that's the objective here, guys. That's the main core of what I'm telling you, is that the men have to take responsibility, overcome anger, so that they can lead their families in the right way with love, patience, and understanding. When there's hate in your heart, and hate is anger, there is no love. Well, I hope this message resonates with somebody. If you have any questions, or if you want to call me, just message me on YouTube, whatever it be. I'll talk to you. I'd love to talk to you, preferably over the phone. It's just, I can really tell who I'm talking to. It's much more personal. But that's about all we gotta say. I'd say, yeah. I hope you'll have a blessed night. Peace out.